Hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is the sound coming out of this thing? Okay. It appears that way, but it's strange. I don't see. Hello. Testing. Okay. I guess I see the volume in the meter now. Alright, so I'm going to give this another minute or so, and then I will jump back into what I was working on yesterday, or this morning. Ugh, man, I should probably sleep at some point. Just another minute or so. Oh, perfect. I can hear everything. Jump back into validating that this works on my phone. Cool. All right, so where were we? Where we left off was I was implementing some of these designs. So let's open up Rider. Let's close this down. And we'll get Pixel Vision 8 back up and running, and we're going to try to finish some more of these components. I'd love to get the pagination buttons done and some other stuff. I've been up since 2 a.m., so I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but let's see. It's 4 now, 5, 6. I could probably do about 3 hours, 2 hours maybe. We'll see if my brain can keep up. It'd be nice to just like pass out tonight and get a good night's sleep. I haven't been sleeping much lately. So this is what I do when I have my insomnia, is I code. But what I'm doing instead is trying to get this to do streaming and be productive at the same time. So what I want to do is let's run Pixel Vision 8. All right. I also want to increase the scale. I noticed something was broken. Tools. Well, I guess I'll fix the settings tool when I rebuild the whole thing. Basically, when I did the scale, something crashed, but I don't care right now. What I want to do is open up Games System Tool. I want to run this guy here. And I need some music because it's too quiet. Can't play current song. All right. I have a feeling I need to restart Spotify because I unplugged all the other stuff. I hate that it doesn't remember your last playlist. All right, so I should hear music, you should not, and we're gonna get started. So, we made a lot of really good progress this morning by adding in the sliders and getting basic buttons working, the radio buttons and stuff work, and sort of check boxes. So what I want to do next is, I was working on the pagination stuff. So let's see what we can do with pagination. So I talked with Cass Pixel earlier, and she made me done things. A new button state. Yeah, okay, good. She did all the things that I needed. I'm confused. Where is selected? What did she do here? If you're just tuning in, I'm redesigning. Well, we've already designed it, but okay, I see what she did. those are already the big one. Okay, cool. All right, so what we need to do is we need to cut out all of these images and get them going. So what I want to do is this is disabled. So I want to make sure that we have, let's get rid of all these. And we're going to paste this guy down, and I'm just going to go in and, all right, so this is page button 2 disabled. And let's just copy this, and we're going to put this inside of the Sprite Builder folder. And I'm going to build out all the buttons that we need. Replace. Fine. All right, and I'll just copy over this whole thing in a minute to the sprite sheet thing. So there's just a lot of prep work with the graphics that needs to be done for the reskinning, but for the most part, everything seems to have been working pretty well. Oh, I'm hoping I wake up. Elsa's having a big dinner, so that doesn't help. Save. What number is this? I don't remember what number that was. Well, we can tell by here. 1, 2. Four, 5. This is 6. 7. 8. So once I do these buttons, then everything is fine. The problem is that these ones are really hard to do dynamically. Oh crap! These ones are really hard to do dynamically because they're very stylized. So I think our UI only allowed for 10 anyways. What was that? That was 8, right? I'm already yawning. Not good. That's what I get for waking up at 2 a.m. and streaming at 4 p.m. Now let's save this. This is 10. So, unfortunately, the stream's going to be a lot of this crap. Maybe what I could do is at least get all the prep work done tonight, so I don't have to deal with it tomorrow. So, all right, in our sprites thing, we'll just paste. I think I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of this stuff, and we'll just put these down here. We'll have to make some more space, but that's fine. I can just push down all these. Yeah, I don't know where that one came from. One I must have pasted and wasn't paying attention to. All right, so then, all right, so the next one is all of these. So let's copy this over. And somewhere here, I have a 1, which will complete this set. get rid of that. Put that there, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now I just got to finish copying over. I think I did 2 already, but we'll do... Oh, you know what we should do? Let's make sure that 1... Okay, good. Oh, see... I never had 1. Oh, whatever. If I did this wrong, Christine will tell me. Alright, so I want this. And this is going to be, oh, it does have a 1 there. Good, okay. So let's save this out. We'll save this, and we're going to call this 1 up. Ha ha ha. And we'll save and replace the existing one. I also want to make sure that we have this. Yeah, see, mine isn't as good as hers. Okay. So now I just need to go through and copy out each of those. So I did 1. Let's do 2. The good news is that once I do this, it's done, and it'll automatically start loading in. It's just, this part sucks. There's no way around, like, there's just no way around prepping art. Like, especially when you're doing lots of UI, intricate UI stuff like this. I think I was on 5. Wow, my brain's like really not working. I must be super exhausted. I've been coding a lot today. Then I went into work and I was coding all day at work and nothing was working right. Mostly because I was in Unity. It just kept crashing on me. Hey! Hello, Mr. Square Peg. Welcome to my boring prepping artwork stream. Hopefully we'll be done with this part very shortly. I'm also waiting for the hotel to bring me up a better chair. This chair is like killing my back. So I apologize for the shitty microphone and everything. I am traveling this week and weekend, and I'm going to do my Ludum game from the hotel. So I'm also continuing to test out streaming to see if I can pull this off during the weekend. Alright, so this is 10 up. And this was... I think this was add. I don't think I ever made those buttons, so that's new functionality I'll have to add into the pagination thing. Minus up. So on top of just like reskinning this so it looks a little different, CasPixel and I have designed all new tools and stuff that's missing from Pixel Vision 8. So this is like a full-on, like, it's going to be a whole new rebuild. Over. Let's copy this, replace. It's like wondering what that sound is, but it's the AC behind me. The I don't know why. Oh, I guess I know why. It's to save energy. But like during the day, the AC turns off. So I came in my room and it's like 80 degrees in here. So I'm in California, and the fires are actually not that far away from me. So it's been like really hot outside. This is so mind-numbing. This morning I didn't seem to mind it so much, but I think when I'm like tired and cranky, it's like not what I want to be doing right now. But good news is that this will be over sooner rather than later. And it is going to be really good to have. Thank you for the good job on the keynote. Appreciate it. I was really on the fence about it. I didn't have a lot of time to do it, and I was afraid. I actually had a longer version where it like sort of talked a little bit more about what I was doing and like plugged the game engine, but I got a little feedback from one person I value in the industry, who I won't mention his name, who told me it was too like it was too commercial because I plugged too much stuff, and I was just trying to set up who I was and what I was doing, but I think everyone got the message. And Mike Kasparek did a really great job. He plugged Pixel Vision 8 on the site, which made me super happy too. So it sort of worked out. And now if only I could build a really good game with it this weekend, we'll be in good shape. And I'm just trying to get I've been itching to, now that I got everything moved over to now that I have everything moved off of Unity and running in Monogame, I really have like a fire under my ass to start doing this new redesign that Cass Pixel and I have been working on for months now. And I'm gonna say like 6 months. You can sort of see some of it in the background there. All right, there we go. That's the last thing I need. Let's just copy this out. We'll put this here, and that'll give us all the button pages. All right, so I'm going to save this and then save this. I'm going to save this sprites PNG into the folder. And then let's go back into the different button states and we'll just copy over these last ones, and that should be all the buttons that we need. Excuse me for this. So I was actually surprised this morning the UI held up really well. Like, for the most part, I haven't had any problems reskinning this stuff. What I'm going to do at some point is go back through and clean up the UI framework. It's all open source, but it's not like really intuitive. I mean, I'm due for like sitting down for like a full month and redoing all the documentation. But what I wanted to do is I was going to wait until there's enough documentation, I think, to sort of get you going. But I really wanted to redo all the docs once the new design is in. Because if not, then I'm going to have to like redo it anyways. So it's not worth it. And there's a lot of like user flow issues and stuff I've been fixing along the way. I'm hoping our redesign will make Pixel Vision 8 like way more intuitive. Like if you haven't seen, I had like a video. If you go to the so I see on the itch PV8 supports HTML5 export, but it's experimental. Yeah, unfortunately, HTML5 support's probably being dropped in this build. I gave up HTML5 to have a much better runner. I couldn't stand Unity anymore, and quite honestly, Unity's HTML5 support was really crappy. So for the moment, there's no HTML5 support. But I was talking to somebody on the Monogame team, and he has sort of a build of Monogame for HTML5. It's like really not finished. So I'm hopeful that eventually we'll get there. What I really want though is I want people to download the installer, which is sort of counterintuitive in this day of like web stuff. But I want people to download the installer because I really want you to get the experience of like this being like a little mini console, and it's almost like an emulator for a fantasy console. And I don't feel like you get that experience on the web, and I can't get the web to work right. So someone may be able to, oh shoot, I put those on the wrong place. See, I'm tired and I'm not paying attention. Someone may be able to help me build a web one at some point. We'll get there. I think what should happen is the old Unity build should still work. I'm probably going to try to maintain that for a while. Like I haven't changed anything on the, well, I've changed like a few things, but I don't know. We'll see. This originally was going to be a HTML5 game engine, and I just, like, as much as I was like an early champion of HTML5, like it's just not up to the task of what I wanted to do. Yeah, free emulators to players, dev sell the ROMs, good model. Yeah, basically that's it. You can either sell the ROMs, or you can even build your own OS. Like Pixel Vision 8 is going to be, the way that the new runner works, I'll show you guys in a little bit. Let me, let's get a drink here. The way that it works is that it's sort of hard to see here. I'll take a quick break from cutting up images and I'll sort of walk you through it. But like, let's say I go into my workspace here and forget that I even have this workspace. I can't delete that, but we'll delete the OS image for right now. I'm still working out like logistically how this is going to work. But from there, basically what happens is like you run, I'm just going to recompile it, but excuse me, you boot up, all there is this runner, this very thin runner. And it doesn't have any games, doesn't have anything built in. It's modeled after like the original Macintosh. And then from there, if you want to run something, like so in this case, let's run one of my other games. So there's demos, and we could do like Reaper Boy. You can just drag it on top, and it'll load and play the game. And that's sort of the idea. Like, I'd rather people like go out and download the runner, because then all you need is a OS image, and you can immediately start making games with it. The web, the problem I have with the web is that you can't build anything on the web with it. And all it is just like a player, and I don't feel like it's a great experience. So I'm trying to just get the best experience I can possibly get out of it, and we'll go from there. So demos, games, system tools, we'll see. I have a feeling that mono game will eventually get to the web. All right, let's open up the sprite editor, and we're going to run the builder, exit out of this, and now let's run this. Cool, so that's screwed up. I'm not seeing the upstates, or the selected states. Actually, I think I'm missing a whole bunch of shit. No, we have over. We're just missing selected. So let's take a look at what happened here. Page button 3 selected, 2818. 2818. Yeah, it's definitely tedious. That is for sure. Oops, I have like this cord to the mic, and like the cord makes a lot of noise on the table. Where the hell are these guys in my chair? Like, this chair is terrible. 2818, 28, 208, 218. So 208 Z 218. Oops. 218. So I'm kind of curious. Oh, you know why? Damn. I named this stuff wrong. It needs to be selected over. So let's do selected. And we'll just rename these guys. I've done so much stuff with WebGL. It's just not like, it's just not there. And I hate, like, what? The name page button to selected is already there. So long story short, I would sooner have Raspberry Pi, which is what I'm aiming for, than WebGL. And I have some things planned that will alleviate that. I think basically the web is really good for distributing, but it doesn't mean it's really good for playing games on. And I mean, who knows? My opinion might change, but slowly over the years, I've gotten really like sort of annoyed with it, and that's where we are sort of today. So, anyways, I don't know. I'm just rambling because I'm tired. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Does PV8 support 3D? No, not at all. There's no way to do all that stuff that like I see people doing like Pico 8 and Tick 80 and those other like fantasy consoles where they're like shoehorning sort of 3D in. Pixel Vision 8 will not do. It is really modeled after Nintendo, so it can only like there is a drawing API, but it's literally like just drawing to like memory. It's not like a very fast drawing API. So I would like you can't really do a lot of stuff with it. It's there more for like drawing UI or like changing things on the fly, but it wouldn't be for like rendering. I wanted something that's more authentic to like a real 8-bit system. So bingo. All right, so that's all done now. Yeah, it's all sprite based. I mean, you can move sprites around and do some like, I guess very like loose, like pseudo 3D stuff, which I've seen too, which is kind of interesting. But even that, like, there's a limit on how many sprites you can have on the screen. Like, this is really an authentic-ish 8-bit system. Ish being the only thing it doesn't do is like it doesn't give you like low-level memory access and crap. I didn't build any of that stuff in. It's very much like a beginner's 8-bit engine. I love this point. I'm just playing with the pointer. I really love the pointer. It came out really good. All right, so these are done now. All right, so I think the next step is I need to get the pagination buttons on this working. And I think that's all the UI, honestly. Like, there's some stuff that, like, the labels are missing here, but that's all background stuff. These were, like, all the core... That it doesn't like at all. Input area, 260. I'll have to look into that. Also, the error message isn't, like, rendering correctly. All right, let's go and add in... Let's go to button states and take a look at these little arrow buttons here. So I believe this is the one that I'm looking for here. So we can do it one of two ways. We can... I don't know why I did that. It's not like I can see the grid there. So we could either put the buttons on either side. Like, this is what the button looks like. So I think that's the stepper, and that's sort of the goal. So let's implement that button. That one shouldn't be very complicated. Where are the button states? All right, we can close this out. We don't need this temp file anymore. We don't need this anymore. We need this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the background, and we'll make this just transparent. All right, so this is, let's go take a look at what this guy was called. It should be something like, oh, I don't know why I'm looking here. I can just look in the code. Action buttons. This stepper next is what this guy's called. So this would be stepper next disabled, and we'll save that. So again, I could use I could do palette swapping with this, but I've been finding that it's just easier for right now just to do this. I might go back later and fix that and do palette swapping. This is next up. Oops. And this one is going to be over. And we don't even need the there's no selected state. Perfect. And if I know cast pixel well enough, this stuff I should just be able to flip horizontally. I think there's no she didn't give me a left shadow. Well, we'll have to ask her about that. I'm keeping like a list of things that I need to talk to Christine about. Like, this I've already fixed. Should we hide the slider handle or disable it? Leave that. Radio button selected is the same as up. I've already fixed all this stuff. So I don't need to like bother her with that crap. So let's do this. Let's canvas image. Flip horizontally, and we'll just save this. So this one was called stepper back. That was over. Up and disabled. And I should be able to just activate these two. And let's just make sure that we're updating. So we just need to update them on every frame so that they get the right mouse input. But other than that, interesting. Oh, right. We need to add them into the we need to add them into the sprites and rebuild the sprite thing. I need to get the sprite builder to be able to see that things are flipped, which would cut down on even more. Image, edit, transform, flip horizontally. Yeah, close enough. All right, so let's save this. Doesn't matter. All this stuff gets compressed anyway, so there's no point in like really making sure it looks neatly packed. And if I really felt like I needed to do that, I can just use Texture Packer. All right, so let's go back into our sprite. Let's do the builder. You know what I actually wanted to see? I'm kind of curious. How many pages of memory are we using? All right, so we're at 3 pages. But that's also because I have like a lot of fonts in there. I haven't trimmed down the fonts yet. All right, so that's good to go. Let's go here. And now let's reload the game and we should have the artwork. Hopefully. Come on, show me the money. Yay! All right, so the only thing I need to do is just move them over. But they work pretty good. And they should work. And they should disable. I love it when things just work. It's very rare in my life. So this should be +8. So 192 plus 8 is 200. I could have done that math if I was not half asleep right now. And 232 minus 8 is 224. Sweet and juicy. Yeah. Definitely has a lot of juice. It's like Caspixel like really went the extra mile on this. I really pushed hard for this to be the best. It's gonna look so different than every other fantasy console out there. Like I haven't even posted any pictures of it because like there's been a lot of like features and stuff that I've had that have been like sort of stolen and put into other fantasy consoles. And like normally I'm like never really protective of my stuff, but I just wanted to make like a big splash. And even this is like putting out too much. But now that I'm building it, I know I'm ahead of everyone else. Like nobody will have a design like this. All right, so all of the UI stuff is done now. At least these are all the main components. There was some other stuff that needs to be done too, which we should probably look into. One of them is I called them action buttons, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow morning. One thing I would like to do though is all UI elements. I have a nav bar. Now, I want to see something. Because I don't know if this nav bar actually matches up with... Let's close this out. I want to keep that open. What I wanted to open up was one of the comps. Where's done stuff? Done things settings. I don't think our think Caspix was using the wrong menu bar. The new menu bar at the top is supposed to be a lot thicker, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a drop-down menu, which I can't wait to build. I actually have the code somewhere else. I was building like a HyperCard clone. So there's this drop-down menu thing. That's going to be pretty interesting to build. I mean, we can start building out this menu, but what I really feel is like, I feel like I just want to simplify the whole menu bar thing, and just make this part of just trying to think of what I want to do here. Like if I went to the tile map here and I put this up here, cut this out, and made this like one whole solid thing. This way we wouldn't have to have any other graphics. So save that. Although this will have to come into the sprites, because it's not gonna automatically cut that out, but we got a space right there for it. Look at that. Let's save that and put this in here. Like what I'm thinking is that the menu, oh, I know what I wanted to do tonight. I know. All right, my brain's starting to wake up. All right, so we're gonna do this, and jack shit happened. Let's fix. Oh, I'm supposed to not be cursing. I'm so bad at that. So tired. All right. Oh, I didn't save the tile map, so that probably doesn't help. All right, I saved the PSD, but I didn't save the PNG. All right, now let's restart. The good news is that the font's working. So we're like halfway there already. I wonder what's going on with those like left and right corners. I have a feeling that I need to copy that over too. But this is fine. This is like a lot easier than what I was doing before. The other one was like curved. Well, no, this is like the same principle. I'm going to simplify that. Then it doesn't have to like render or do anything stupid. It just needs to draw text on top of it, and then we're going to output a, the menu is going to be an overlay, which will all be sprites. It's going to be really, really easy. We just got to go through. This project has like so many files in it, just because I threw like everything into this one thing. All right, so let's redo the builder. Cool. All right, so the menu at the top now works. I just gotta figure out what the font is for it. So, where is, oh, head. How about this? We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I just gotta like stand up for a second. And then I'll be right back. So what is it? 5:08. Let's just make it 5, 6, 7. Wait. 8. Let's make it 8. Jesse does math late at night when he's tired. 8, 14. Make it 8:15. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm back a little early. Oh, this cord is a little much. All right, so I don't know why it's so annoying. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Just keep burping rudely. Luckily, the mic isn't right near my ear. Hopefully, you guys can't hear it too loudly. All right, so I was trying to think of like the other things I wanted to do real quick. All right, so let's just fix the menu bar real quick. So there should be there's a message bar. It's like one of the things I wanted to do was like rename all these things. Action bar, is that the one at the bottom? I think that's the one at the bottom. There should be like a toolbar or something. Title bar. Perfect. So font, system font. I don't know how, do I have a system font in here still? Hey, look at that. System font is still in there. All right, so what I gotta do is let's figure out where, I don't remember which font that is. I think it's the 3x8 font. So let's see, I have some fonts in here. There should be small font, medium font. Let's see if we can do medium. And the color, text color offset is going to be 15, which will make it white. And let's rerun this and see what happens. It's something. Did she use all? I think when I draw this stuff, it should be made caps, but that's like a whole other thing. All right. Like system template is right. Pixelvision 8. And the numbers seem off. All right, so I think there's some other fonts and stuff in here. Yeah, so let's get this here, medium. Just seeing if there's any other system font things. Well, now everything looks like crap. So let's take a quick look here at Lua to capitals. No. Lua string to all caps. Making the characters of a lowercase string cap, string lower. So it should just be string upper. Oh, we can do it this way. All right, so let's come back into here into the code. And where I just gotta figure out where we draw the product. All right, so that's the product name. So let's see if the product name now is in all caps. All right, so next what we want to do is date to all caps. And title to all caps. And that should give us everything looking nice and clean at the top. And then the next step would be just to move those down. Let me take a screenshot real quick. I just want to see where they sit on the grid. And So, oops. Technically, they just need to be moved down 1 pixel, but that doesn't look right. Let's see, where's... I feel like this is, I gotta ask her which one is the real one. Because that one's definitely not right. It should be like this. Because there's 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. All right, so I just gotta make sure that this thing is 11 high. So let's look at tile map. All right, so this thing is 11 high. So I need to move all the text down by 1, which should be easy enough. I think it's all in this stuff. Oh, I see what I did. That sucks. Is it all tile based? No, that can't be. All right, so 20 product drawing. The offset here. I'm just looking to see how this builds everything out. There should be like a Y value somewhere around here. New drawing. Center X. There should be like a global Y. Yeah, here we go. This is 1, 1, 1. If you're just tuning in, I'm just cleaning up some of the Pixel Vision 8 stuff. Right, okay, so that looks much better now. And then the time should be 1 as well, which will push it down. Why didn't that work? Time mask. I don't know why this one's not done the same way as the others. So that time mask, I think I create that time mask on the fly here by setting all this to 1. Interesting. So that means the color offset here is 0. There we go. All right, well, the menu bar works. There's just no icon, but I'm thinking that that should just be part of this anyways, and I can save so much. Oops. So that's the first tile, huh? So it'd be like that, and then the other one would be, let's see, UI elements. I'm gonna get just wanna make sure everything's like pixel perfect. It's indented by 1. All right, so we need to copy this guy over now. We'll save it here. Let's save the tile map. Sprites. And we'll put this guy right over here. Cool. Save this. All right, so now if we refresh, we should have that as part of the background. There we go. So much cleaner looking. What I might want to do though is when we start this guy, it's at 20. So let me just take a look at where we start. Starts at 20. Is there really one like pixel between? Close enough. I'm sure Christine will have something to say. She'll tell me. She'll go through everything and make sure it's the way she wants. All right, I got to rebuild the sprite index databasey thing. I keep calling it different names, which is what the sprite builder does. And then we'll run this. All right, so that looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. There was some like text in this template that I would like to display. I don't have these action buttons. So this is just going to be called large, bold, right? What's the font name? All right, we're going to get rid of this system font. We don't need this anymore. Actually, I'm sure there are things that might need it, so we'll save it for a second. References, large, bold. All right, so let's take this guy out, and we're going to make the text here large, bold, and we're going to make the color 15. And then there's a message. Let's make this 15. So that isn't wrapping. I have a feel I have to go back through and like look into some of this stuff. But some of it isn't going to create text. Message data. Oh, I see why. Message data should be down here. So these two things should be here. Yeah, okay, that's what I was doing. I got rid of these are the way I have a new create text object, and I wonder if create text. I bet you this is hard coded here for the font. Yeah. Oops. So the font is large, bold, and the title, message, text. The let me see how I had this set up. Font, color offset. So the font is going to be large, bold, and this will be 15. 15, and those should now render correctly. So let's remove this. All that text field does is it gives me wrapping, a little bit of cleaner wrapping text. In fact, I can make this 14 now, probably. Whoops, that was the color. The width calculator 248 minus 8 would give me 240. I don't know. I really just did that with a calculator. Holy crap! I'm tired. All right, so this is an empty tool template. Press Control 1, the editor to modify it. All right, so that's that for right now is most of the components. So it's like the UI system is like an interesting mix between, there are some like, well, a lot of this is sprite based, or tile map based. Like honestly, like when you draw a button, it puts the button into the tile map, and then only when you roll over does it show sprites. It's very optimized. It looks so good. Like that's all palette swapping. This is sprite based. These are sprite based, but I could make them palettes if I wanted to. I just didn't want to be dealing with like a ton of palettes. So I have like this basic button. I think unfortunately I'm just running out of steam. It's 5, 6, 7 o'clock in New York time. So what I'll probably do is I'm going to end this stream because I like to be an old man and go to sleep at like 6 o'clock in California, because I'm gonna wake up at around like 2 or 3 in the morning. I like getting up early and getting some stuff done. When I stay on New York time, when I come out to the West Coast, I get so much more done, because then I'll just go into the office for a couple of hours and I have all my own stuff like out of the way and done before I even go into the office. And tomorrow's a big day of meetings. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna end this. I think this is good. And tomorrow morning, what I'm probably gonna do is I'll add in the dynamic buttons that use text, and I will I'll try to start building out this menu, and then clean up all these like UI components, the files and stuff. I just don't want to mess up anything. I'm really tired. So cool. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow is Ludum Dare Day. So not only am I going to do a little streaming in the morning to just play around with this stuff, in the afternoon I'm probably going to start streaming, and we're going to start building a game. So exciting stuff. All right, see you guys tomorrow.